Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode here on the Hermitcraft server. I know what you're all going to be saying, I know exactly what you're thinking, and I'm going to be a little bit mean here and not tell you how I did it. I know, last episode so many comments asking, probably the most comments I've had on a video in a long time, but I'm going to keep it a secret for now. It was really fun to do, I might do it again. And I know it's really trolly, but I'm just going to leave it at that. So yeah, great response on the last episode. Do appreciate it. Seems like a lot of you enjoyed that clever little trick that we did. And now we're going to be coming back here to the base and doing some more work on it. I really want to get underway here. And I got something really cool that we're going to be building over here. But first of all, I do also want to mention that we recently hit 40,000 subscribers on Twitch. And I did it again every time I say subscribers like we have here on YouTube. On Twitch it's called followers. Just want to say thank you to each and every one of you because I'm having a great time over there doing streaming, and it's really great to see that it's all going ever so well. But enough about that. We're going to talk about the storage system a little bit, and when I say talk about it, no, I'm not going to go on and on. Just wanted to let you know that this is fantastic. We're going to do a little bit of building today, and I needed to pull out these materials, and it was so quick. It was just like, yep, that chest has got that, that one's got that, and this one's got me sandstone. And if we just go back again, this one had the wood that I needed, that one had the spruce fence. So it's still been a slow and tedious process kind of moving in the materials, but now that everything is in one place, I feel like we can just go ahead and start doing things. And a little bit of building is what I want to do in this episode. I think we need to finish this floor. Maybe not all of the functional stuff like the redstone and thing that goes on behind the chests, but at least get this up to scratch and get it moving to the next level. So as always, I've been doing a little bit of creative building, figuring things out, and I want to build this for you, just show you how this room is going to look. So I think what we do is that shape, then we mirror it from here. So it goes 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1. And we might go back like this as well. I'm not sure 100% how it's going to work, but we'll put some glowstone behind this bit, and what we're going to do is build up another chest storage system, because we need some mass storage for cobblestone, netherrack, all of these other materials. I'll say hello to False in a moment. These four right here are the ones that we definitely need, and I was thinking there might be more in the future, like gunpowder and bones, and why would we need mass storage for those? We're going to be doing farms, you know it, we're going to be doing farms in our base, so eventually we'll need those. And then these ones right here are going to go into this section, and possibly another one over there. I was thinking, you know, we've got so much redstone here, it's just filling up space. It comes from a farm, it's not exactly precious and needs to be stored in here. If you think about it, when you've got so much of it, you don't really need it neatly organised, so you know how much you've got of it, and you can always get to it. So we'll probably end up putting that in a storage system, kind of like we've done with the iron here. And we'll probably do the same for gold. So yeah, things will change as we go along. I'm going to have to figure all of that stuff out though. But anyway, we want to continue the theme that we've got, and the way in which we're going to achieve that, and I'm going to place extra blocks, more than we need, I think, is to go up to the same height. So that would actually be one higher, wouldn't it? I'm really not sure. I think I might have just messed this up completely now. And I want them to face down like that. So that might actually be a little bit shorter. I really do think it is. Also, this one's missing a spruce. If ever you're missing a spruce, call it moosing. Yeah, I said that. I did. I just made it up. Right, and then down the bottom here is where we're going to have all of our chests. So glowstone behind it, something like this. It's nice and illuminated. If you didn't know, the glowstone, the light can travel through chests, so that's how we're keeping the room nice and bright. And then what we'll do is have our chests go up like this, and we want to make sure that all of the buckles on the front sort of face inwards. So we're alternating between our normal ones and our trapped ones, and then at the end, have I done this right? I think I've done something horribly wrong here. No, that's actually correct. Yep, it makes sense now that I move around a little bit. So when we put the normal chests here, yeah, that's right. You'll see how it comes together. Let's do just a little bit more. That's normal. That means this is trapped. And then we'll put in 2 more normals. So it'll go around like this. It'll sort of curve around, and you can see we've got a lot of chests in a row. That's actually going to look really nice. And I think what we also need is not glowstone there, but some spruce coming up to sort of solidify the wall the other side of the chests. So this is going to be for our mass storage. We're going to have these going up 4 high, just like this. It's all going to match up. Now notice how this is curved. We're going to sort of mirror it on this side over here, and then it leaves a nice big gap for our entrance into the room, which is going to change. Not going to go with this. It's a little bit silly. We need to be fancy and big. We need to think big with this stuff. And then yeah, that's going to be mirrored on this side, and then we're going to mirror that side over there. And I think what I'll do to begin with is just build up this side over here and sort of talk you through what's going to go on behind it, because I'm going to do some item filtering, stuff like that. There needs to be hoppers to get all of the items in, because this is going to be part of our automated system. So the items won't always directly go into this chest right here or into this system. They'll go for other ones as well. That way we can filter out some of the items, so we can have loads of chests for cobble and other stuff. And whoa, I've got a ghost key. I'm not pressing left and it's moving me there. It's so weird. Now I pressed it and stopped it. Yeah, so enough rambling. Let's do a little bit more building here and I'll bring you back in. Alright, I've built it up a little bit more, and I'm thinking, hey, we can see through these gaps, so we're probably going to need to sort out some more materials to go behind there. The way this is going to meet with the ceiling, we're just going to continue the same pattern going around. So this is so pleasant. Just open up the chest. Yep, I got everything in there. Let's just say chest. Finish the word. And then I like to do this to keep everything nice and neat. So we've got our slabs that we need for the next bit. And I'm not going to do all of this, just wanted to show you how nice and straightforward things are. I'm also going to fill in the gaps up the top there. Don't want to just leave them, you know, sort of empty and open, so to speak. And actually, it's going to be a bit of a pain, because I'm going to have to do lots of jumping to place blocks. So yeah, maybe I'll actually show you this, because it's going to take me a while to build it. Oh yeah, we need some scaffolding down here. But we're going to wrap that around, which will look good. That'll keep it flowing nice. Then round the back of there, we're going to need some hoppers. We have loads and loads of hoppers, which is great. Let's grab a couple of those, because we're going to use lots and lots of these today. That's for sure. And the way we're going to make this work is... That's right. Oh god, there's a skeleton in the base. How did you get in here? I do not know. There must be some more dark spots, because I blocked off the entrance. Because they keep wandering in from somewhere. Anyway, let's go over here and put in the rest of these hoppers. So we don't need this right here. And yeah, they're basically going to go all the way up to the top. So at the top level is where we'll have a water stream that runs across it. I thought this would be a little bit easier. I think maybe if we start at the top and work our way down, yeah, that's definitely going to be easier. Oh, and I've run out. So let's put a few more in here. You're pointing in the wrong direction, damn it. There we go. Right, now if we go up top, if you imagine that we're going to have a water stream flowing across the top of these, what we'll do is we'll have a filter system somewhere that filters out cobblestone, and then it'll send it over here. We'll have a water stream that sort of... Actually, it's probably not a good idea if it goes above the chests, is it? So we'll put like sandstone slabs here, and then that will cover up that bit. And then we'll have... I probably will end up using ice to help the items along a little bit quicker. But we'll have something like this, and it'll be surrounded by blocks, and then it means the water stream goes around, and then they just, you know, drop down into hoppers. The first one will probably fill up first, all the way up, doing the chests in front of it, all the way around to the back side here. And then for cobblestone, we might even wrap it around to the next set over here, just because we're probably going to get much more of that than any other material. However, that'll probably be the end of it for the other ones. So let's think, what else have we got? We got dirt, we got netherrack. Not sure if we're doing sand. I don't know where sand's going at all. But for example, these two might be cobble. Over here we might then have, netherrack and dirt. And then we're going to have another 4 of those down at this end as well. So 8 mass storage units. And I forgot something. I always forget something. Yeah, we need to look behind, or through, the chests from this side over here. You can see I've been doing the ceiling as well. Oh man, that thing looks so cool. Let's remove some of this. So as we look through here, even with the hoppers, you can see these gaps. And when we look from this side, you can see the gaps, but there's just yellow back there. And what's cool about this is we can actually fill in the entire thing and sort of encase it, so all you see is yellow, because our path thing is going to be at the top, going over the top of the hoppers. So that will work out very, very well. And yeah, so anyway, as I was saying, we've got this like bulk storage at either end, and then the entire room is going to be like a massive circle, although it's not quite a circle, is it? I think oblique might be the name of the shape. Or we'll call it a squash circle. A squash circle room full of chests all the way around. It's going to look absolutely amazing. We've got a lovely build theme going on in here. But that's going to be the only thing on this floor. But anyway, let me continue doing some building. And I think I'll bring you back in when this side over here is done. Oh, it has taken a while. Still got a tiny bit more to do. Just discovered this gap up here. That's the grass growing downwards, isn't it? Yeah. Got to fill all of this in, which I'll do off camera. Of course, I just want to show you what is actually done, and it's taken a while. I had to take a trip to the desert to get some more sandstone. I've been chopping down trees, getting tons and tons of chests. It has been quite ridiculous. It's going to be even crazier for that side over there. Anyway, let's do a little bit of a reveal. Look at that. Looks really nice, doesn't it? I know it's probably looking pretty predictable because we're following the theme we've already got, but seeing it here, how it curves around, it looks so good. It really does. It gives us a lot of room to work on this entrance over here as well, which I'm not sure quite how it's going to work at the moment, but yeah, lots of space in which to do that. So everything here has been done now, including putting all of the sandstone bricks behind and stuff like that. And around on this side, there was some dirt on the ground and the grass started spreading from up above downwards. And then I thought, hey, I actually kind of like that. So back here, we've got some grass. Don't know why I decided to do that. Well, I just explained why I decided to do that. So I don't know what I'm saying now. And I feel like there was one other thing to mention, but I can't remember it, so we're going to jump forward now and we're going to do a time lapse on this side. So this has been taken care of, and now we're going to enjoy some music and do the same thing on the other side. There we go, the room is looking pretty amazing, and it's not even finished yet. We've got these little bits to do at either end. When they're filled in, it will look complete. But already you get a real sense of this coming together, and I like it a lot. I also really like the grass back here. I don't know why I like it so much. It seems a little bit, you know, not the biggest of things. I think it feels like a kind of carpet as you go around the back here. And I think maybe we'll make that a theme, you know, in the little back areas, the behind the scenes bits, we'll put down some grass and walk around on that. And it's much nicer on this side, isn't it? Very vibrant and bold, whereas the other side it gets a little muddy and brown. But all of this is done now, and what I wanted to show you actually is what this place looks like from up top, because you can see we sort of really dug through the area here as we've been kind of clearing out the space to make sure this thing fits in. So we'll be landscaping over the top of this at some point, and there's a bit here. I imagine there's going to be some more over on this side. Not around here though. But yeah, this is where the bulk of our storage is, and look at that, it's all opened up. So there's going to be a few holes here and there, but we'll patch them in as we go around, and it's coming along really well. And I'll tell you what, is it me or is it getting a little bit stuttery? Let's have a look. What frames are we getting here? Always takes me a second to find it. 99, 100, 40, 70. It's going up and down a lot, and it feels a little bit stuttery to me. Let me know if it feels stuttery to you watching as we move around here. I think it might be all the chests, you know. In large quantities they can cause lag, and we definitely have them in large quantities here. There's no question about that. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous how many we have. But there you go, it is the storage floor. So much stuff to do here. So now that we've got those in place, we're going to hook up the water streams that the items go into. But before we can do that, we need our main sort of item filtering input system. So this thing is going to be secondary once we've filtered out the main items, which are going to be these ones. Whenever you go digging, whenever you go out doing your business, you're always going to come back, especially these ones as well, with some of those items in your inventory. So it's going to be much better just to dump it into a chest. And speaking of the input chest, you know what we could do? We could have like the input and output chest right here, which seems like a nice place to put it. Let's go and grab a couple of chests. I don't think 2 extra chests is really going to make too much difference now. We've got plenty already in here. So we can have like an input chest on the left. You dump your items in there, goes through the item filter, then into the system, and then the output chest could be right here. So if ever there's too many items, they come up to this bit, which would be pretty cool, I think. I reckon that could work. Yeah, so we've got to build that item filtering system. The bulk of it is going to be for this right here, though. That's going to be these items, and then after we've done that, it's going to take the other items and send them off around to this area. It'll all make sense once I've built it actually, so I should probably start work on it because there's going to be a lot to discuss here. Alright, so earlier in the video we did a time lapse, and I forgot to mention that was made with the replay mod, which is now publicly available. So if you look in the description box, there'll be a link. If I forget, then just Google replay mod and it'll take you to the website, and yeah, you can use it for yourself. It's publicly available. I'd highly recommend checking it out. It's a really cool mod. And even if you're not interested in making time lapses, it's very cool. You know, you can record your PvP matches and watch them back after and stuff like that. It's ever so cool. But anyway, let's get back to what we're doing here in the episode, working on our storage system. I didn't plan on recording just yet, but we'll come to exactly why in a moment. So over here I'm working on the filtering system for all of these chests right here. This should be fairly straightforward. There's a couple of things to mention about it, but as I'm working on it, I'm up the top here and I noticed something, so that's why I stopped. Actually, I'll tell you a little bit more about what's going on first though. So that chest that I showed you at the front, we're going to have some hoppers that go underneath that and bring it around to this area over here. We're going to squeeze in an item dropper that's going to go all the way up to the top, and then it's going to pass across this first item filter. Then we're going to have a second one which will be for all of these sorts of chests that we've just built, and then it will go back round through this area into this part of the sorting machine. And the reason I wanted to do this with hoppers is because I could have put an item stream using water and ice from the chest all the way over here to like an item elevator, but I feel like since it hasn't gone through all of our valuables yet, we shouldn't do that. So what we're going to do is once we've separated out these items over here, which are for our corners, then we're going to send them around in item streams using water, because then if they get lost, they are like the least valuable of all of our materials, and then everything that's valuable will go through here. So anyway, as I was saying, I didn't plan on recording just yet. I got up the top here, about to do the item filter stuff, and I hopped around on here and I noticed something. Actually, I noticed it because the machine was active. Now this thing makes a horrendous amount of sound. Let's turn off the block sound for a second. Does that cover? Yep, it covers pistons and droppers and all that stuff. And yeah, we'll go up here and you'll see what I see. Do you see it? There's a little hopper bouncing up and down. I thought, oh, that's unusual. I come over here and I find out that one of them, I was about to say has disappeared. I've just spotted where it is. It's actually right there. You can sort of see it. Right, if I try and right click. No, am I like too far away? Do I even want to get any closer? That this thing's broken, so. Ah, now that is kind of what I was expecting to see. So when that got broken, I have no idea whatsoever, but this was one of the things when I saw the design, I was like, I don't like this idea of relying on minecart hoppers to get the items across, because back there's the dropper, has to go through to this bit, and I'm guessing now that that dropper is going to either put the item into this one, it can probably still pick it up, it might land on this hopper, or it might go into one of these as well. And if it goes back to this side, then it's just going to go around the system again. So that's kind of annoying. That's something that I've got to keep my eye on from time to time, and I've also got to fix it as well, which I don't think is going to be too much of a problem. Although the way that I put this together, I put all of the hoppers in first, then I put in the fence post, and then I had to push the pistons down from up above. I don't really want to do that again. That was quite time consuming. So we're now going to attempt to repair this the same way that I did it before, or the way that I assembled it together. And I have a theory, by the way. I think that a mob might have wandered on here, because when I broke these hoppers, I sort of jumped down on here and the other one fell down into the other block. So then it made me think, okay, I've nudged it, it's gone down into the same position as the other one. So something maybe nudged the two of them because one of them was slightly off. And that's what I reckon's happened. This area is open up top and mob could easily get into this space. So what we'll do is cover it up with glass. But anyway, we're going to repair this. The way that I did this before was to put some iron bars here. And this is to align it. And then I drop these in and nudge them onto the iron bars. Now what we're going to do is try not to nudge any of the other ones, just those two right there, and that one's actually gone a little bit further forward. What I found before is that they all sort of appear slightly off from one another, but then when you relog, they sort of reposition themselves. So now what we're going to do is remove the iron bars. You know what, I think what we're going to need to do here is actually remove some of the redstone from behind it. Okay, so yeah, now we can remove the iron bars. The hoppers should pick those up. Yep, because they're right there. Then we put in the fence posts. Oh no, not the sand. Just the fence post down below, and then we want to power this. So, in order to do it correctly without Bub powering the wrong thing, I think we just need to put it directly on top. Then both should get powered. Yep, and there's no sticky pistons, so we can break that. By the way, I've turned off the block sounds, even though this thing isn't active yet. And there we go. I think that's kind of correct. Now, if we relog, we might see these things realign, because I noticed that they're all wonky, and then... Oh, that scared me for a second. I relogged, and no, they're not aligned yet. I don't think it's like terribly important. Let's go turn this thing on and see what happens. And as I was saying, I don't think it's terribly important that they all line up, but after I relogged a couple of times, they all sort of ended up in a straight line. So, oh, I made a bit of a silly mistake here. Forgot to put back the redstone. Okay, let's do that. And right, now they're all sort of active and working. Maybe if we were to relog now, they'd line up. And no, okay, so I don't know why. Oh, you can see the two of them are now aligned with one another. So maybe I did that slightly different from before. But either way, they're going to shoot the items over. The hopper's going to pick it up and put it down into the next one. So that should be fine. I'm just wondering if some of those issues that we had something to do with this. Because, as I said, before, when the hopper was down below, maybe the item was like... getting spit into this one or that one and like missing the row entirely. It's actually the row that we had issues with. Hey, this thing might be flawless after all. We just found what was wrong with it and we didn't realise. So I'm going to go grab some glass and put it on top of there, and hopefully we'll never have to worry about that again. If we go up there and we see that the minecarts have been moved or disappeared, then we'll have to worry. But for now, I think that's what happened. I reckon an entity got in there. And by entity, I mean a mob. So we now got some glass around the top there, sort of encasing the minecart hoppers, and I've been filtering a lot more items, sorting them out through all of this system. It seems like the clay chests now work a little bit better, but the ones before them now don't. You can see here there's lots of the wooden items going all the way through, and I'm not really sure what's going on there. I'm kind of worried that something else is broken, because these ones were working 100% absolutely fine before, but we'll get there. This system, you know, needs a lot of care and attention to get it going, and I've been tearing a little bit of it out over on this side. Do you remember there was like a chest here to put our items in? This guy right here, man, he needs a name. I was thinking of calling him Cool Beans. I don't know why. He's been following me around everywhere. Hello. I was hanging out like doing some work on the filter up here, and then he was just up there on the redstone. I walk around this way. Look, he's definitely following me. He goes where I goes, I swear. Come on, guy, where are you going now? Is he just hanging out back there? I think maybe he's a little bit shy. He was kind of walking around that side. And yeah, like I was building this item elevator here. He was hanging out. Then I went up top, worked on the item filter. He was hanging out up there. I went over to the other side. He follows me round. I don't know where he come from, but he's awesome. And yeah, look, he's just following me up here now. Oh, such a derpy little rabbit. Alright, yeah, so I teared out the bit on the side here when I realised that what they've done is just put the droppers there because the redstone blocks turn it into an elevator. So our input is up the top there, and I reckon what we're going to do is have the input even higher, because this thing right here only just about fits between these two things. If we take it, a step over to this side or that side, the redstone is going to interact with either thing. So we've been able to squeeze this in. If we go down below, you'll see that below this chest we've got hoppers leading around. Some of them have furnaces on. I hear that's a good thing to do, so I thought, why not? And it goes into this amazing elevator right here. I found a tutorial for this, which I will link in the description box below. It is by Drakey Dervy or Devry, I think. And man, this is just such... I'll give you a demonstration right now. Such an awesome design. So if we go and drop like half a stack of redstone blocks in here, this thing is silent. You can't hear a sound. And every single one of those items should go all the way up to the top and into our item filter, which needs to be set up. That's the next thing to do. So let's have a look. Here they come one by one. It may not be the fastest, but every item that comes through ends up, at the top here. So yeah, that's the idea. We put those items in the chest at the front. It comes up the dropper, goes through our first item filter, and then we're going to have a second item filter for our mass storage, which I started to do a little bit of preparation on. There's going to be like water streams going around here. And I've been thinking the way I might deliver the items to each of these is using minecart chests that go back and forth between like a storage system where we filter out the items and where we're going to store them in our system. Which would be pretty cool, but it would mean we wouldn't be using any water streams with the exception of the bit up the top there. So, yeah, lots of ways we could execute this, and I think all the items have gone up now, so we'll go up and see if we've got 32 in this hopper. And we do. And there you go, it's pretty good, right? So the next thing I'm going to do, the last thing for this episode, is to set up these item filters. And I just realised that I did kind of want like some chests to have multiple items in. And I've only just remembered that now, but I don't know, I'll figure it out. And then once we set that up, it means I can start working on moving around the storage a little bit again at the front. We've got tons of items in these chests, and then they'll be reserved for the ones that we are filtering. So all of this stuff can get moved somewhere else, and we'll start to do these ones right here. I've been wandering around looking for Cool Beans, and I can't find him. I think he's wandered off. He's had enough. It's no longer interesting to him. He's got other important rabbit things to do. Yeah, so we're using Impulse's overflow protection item filter system thing. So you only want the redstone to go 3 signals out, not 4 like this. Otherwise it bleeds onto the next item filter, so to speak. So what I found out is that you do actually just have to have one of each like this. You can see it goes up to 3. And if ever your system fills up and items back up into the top with 2 items on each, then it would overflow, which is not good. So I was hoping we could reduce the amount of items that you have in there by default. But luckily we're doing this, not for diamonds, for bulk materials. So 41 is the amount you need to keep in the filter to make it work. Not all of these have 41 yet. But we're ready to start putting some items into it. We're going to be emptying the chests in front of it. We're going to be sending items through the system. And of course, in the next episode, we'll be adding the next set of item filters. And then the items will make their way into this system. And when they get here, it's going to be activated when they arrive. And it will be based on a timer as well. So we can filter out all the other stuff before it gets there. There's one last thing that I want to mention this episode. And that is that we started a new series on the weekend. I've had a lot of really great feedback from all of you. Just want to say thank you for that. The series is called Do You Know Minecraft? If you missed it, be sure to go and check it out. It is a facts and information little mini-series, I guess you could call it, like a bit of trivia about interesting things in Minecraft. Our first episode covered the Guardians, and we had a really great reception for that. So that's probably a series that I'm going to continue as I figure out, more facts and think about more things to make the videos about, of course. Anyway, that's going to be it from me this episode. As always, if you have enjoyed it, please do leave a like. The support is always appreciated, and I will catch you in the next episode. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.